Billy Cosmosis, coming at you from a small Mediterranean island 100 kilometers off the coast of Barcelona. Let's talk about Goa music. Now, for those of you that want to use some kind of melodic element in your trance music, I thought I'd talk a little bit about Goa, that style, and note choice specifically. So there are lots of elements to the Goa, so-called Goa style, but one of the most prevalent is the fact that it contains melody. And what gives its stylistic quality is the note choice. And a note choice in music theory is called a scale. So, if you're interested in having music sound Goa-like, more melodic, then, or pursuing that kind of sound, then note choice is something you should pay attention to. And Goa music tends to boil down to a couple of things in terms of note choice. There's two main scales. But before I get onto scales, I want to say that the most important note in the Goa sound is the so-called flattened ninth or minor ninth, which is a semitone above the root note. So, you can actually get a Goa sound just by using the root note in a melody, the semitone above, and a tone below. Those three notes are key. If you make a tune or a riff out of those notes, it will start to sound very Goa music-like. That was one of the primary qualities of the Goa sound, was that flattened ninth. Not the natural ninth. Gives it that kind of exotic Middle Eastern Indian flavour. Okay, so using those three notes, you can start to sound pretty much Goa-like. You can make Goa tunes out of those as note choices. If you want to go a little bit deeper into it, there's two other scale choices which are most often used to get that kind of Goa sound, that will give you that Goa sound. The first is the so-called Phrygian Mode, or Phrygian Mode. And this consists of the root note, the flattened ninth, or the second, minor second, the minor third, the fourth, the fifth, the minor sixth, the minor seventh, and the octave. If you are at a piano, how to find these notes out in the key of E is to stay on the white notes and start on E. Let's say your bass line and kick is in the key of E. Starting on E on the piano, play all the white notes up to the next E and down again. That is the Phrygian mode. Now, if you want to play it in a different key, you have to alter the notes that you're playing, but in the key of E, that would be the pattern of Phrygian. Okay, so that's the Phrygian mode. Very, very common to give that kind of Goa sound. Oh, hang on, what's this? Wild Tomillo. Mountain thyme. Okay, so the second most important choice would be the Spanish Gypsy scale, or the flamenco scale. It has a few different names. Another name for it is the Phrygian Dominant. So there's a connection, you see. Phrygian scale, Phrygian mode, which is the third mode of the major scale, and Phrygian Dominant. And now the only difference between this and the Phrygian mode is that it has a major third rather than a minor third. It makes all the difference, by the way. One note shifted in a scale makes a huge amount of difference in terms of the flavour of the scale. So the scale formula for this would be root, minor second, major third, fourth, fifth, minor sixth, minor seventh, octave. Okay, so that's the key to using notes which give a sound of Goa music. Of course, you don't have to use all the notes flying up and down scales all the time, but these are your note choices. And if you use those note choices, you'll get close, or it will give you that flavour of good old classic Goa music, or Goa melodies. Of course, it's what you do with them that counts. These are just the notes. But that's the key. So, I'll just recap that. First thing, to get a Goa sound, you only really need 3 notes. The root, the minor second, which is a semitone above the root, and the minor seventh, which is a tone below it. A tone, by the way, is 2 semitones. Just using those 3 notes, you can get a Goa, imply a Goa sound. The minor second is the key note, it's very dark, it gives a certain moodiness. Okay, so that's 1. 2, Phrygian mode, which is the 3rd mode of the major scale, which also has a flattened ninth, a minor second. I'm thinking jazz when I call it a flattened ninth. Same note. Dear oh dear. Impatient. It's like 2 cars on the road. One's going a bit too slow for him. And the 3rd one is the Phrygian Dominant, which has a major third. And so that will give you an even more Middle Eastern kind of Asian, Indian type of sounds. So to recap again, because I got interrupted. 1, use your 3 notes. That'll give you a Goa flavour. 2, Phrygian mode. 3, Phrygian Dominant, otherwise known as the flamenco scale or the Spanish gypsy scale. Okay, that's Secrets of Goa from Cosmosis.